What's up, Swingers? Yep, we got week 2 here. We're ready. I'm ready. Hope you're ready. Yeah, what a first week. Crazy matchups. Mostly going along with my projections, predictions, whatever. Couple that. Well, I can't really remember who I picked, but yeah, it was a good first week. It's good to be back. Swing Dynasty football. Got some high scores. We got some low scores or low score, couple low scores. I don't know. Let's jump into the week 1 recap though. Okay, so we had Sean, the Portland Ducks beat the Meeseeks Meat Packers 205 to 152. It was projected to be a big blowout. I didn't expect it to be anything other than that. Sean beat his projection. Daryl, I can't remember. He might have been right around his projection. So we got the big win from Sean. Sean, who edged out Phil and I with the high score of the week. The MVP of that game has got to go to Anthony Richardson. He proved that running QBs have definitely broken fantasy football. I think I was like 9 of 19 throwing the ball. Had a long bomb that very few people could pull off, but to Alec Pierce, but 9 of 19 throwing the ball, and he was like probably quarterback 2 on the week for fantasy. I'd have to look at that, but he's up there. So running QBs break fantasy football. The dumb sit of the week in this one comes from the taxi squad, as Sean had Isaiah Likely in the rafters and the wings, whatever. Missed his 26 points in favor of Mark Andrews 3, so Sean's score could have been even higher. Yeah, so that wraps up that game. That was nothing surprising there. Next one is my game. Purdy Balls beats I'm Here for the Trophy, 204 to 202. This was, man, I was watching this game. I'm like, Jordan Mason needs 2 carries and 8 yards, and I win, something like that. And he ended up getting it, plus a few more yards, a couple more carries. It ended up being a lot closer than projected, as Phil got huge performances from Jaden Reed with 33 points and Baker Mayfield with 38 points. Dang, Baker going off there. But he still couldn't overcome my own guy, the MVP of this game, which was Saquon Barkley, 39 points, and my fill-in hero, Jordan Mason, getting 29 points on Monday Night Football. It's helped alleviate the pain of a Puka injury. Took him out in the first half. Phil didn't have a kicker. I lost Puka for the second half of the game after he started very fast. But the dumb sit was also me sitting Derek Carr in favor of Justin Fields. Derek had 27 points. Fields had 15. Certainly could have made this a less worrisome game. But I did start Justin over Justin Herbert, which actually netted me 2 points. If I had played Justin Herbert and not started Justin Fields, I would have either lost or would have been very close to a loss. Might have been an even closer game. I might have had to sweat it out even more and only win by like 1/10 of a point. I didn't do the actual math on that one. Next game, Oregon Beer Force got the win over D's Nuts, 184 to 108 in the large marge game of this week. Last week, whatever. The large marge game. It was the biggest margin of victory. Mark endured an opening onslaught by JD's own Lamar Jackson. 33 points Thursday Night Football, running the ball, throwing the ball to Isaiah Likely. Didn't look like a great game overall from the Ravens, but the Chiefs defense is legit. Mark got a huge performance from Joe Mixon's 34 points, ends up the MVP of this game. Not a lot of dumb sit candidates in this one, but I'll give it to Brandon Cooks. He had 14 points. Mark could have played him over DK Metcalf, who only had 5.9 points. So that's how that one goes. The dump sit wouldn't have affected it at all. Mark won by almost 80 points, 76 points or so. Okay, next game, the single-digit Doms and the Baylor Broncos definitely failed to match the hype of the contest. Adam did come away with the win, 153 to 147. Adam won this despite only 21 combined points from his 2 QBs, thanks to he won this despite that 21 points from his 2 QBs, thanks to Steve's 22 combined points from all 3 of his starting wideouts. Not good. Not good performance by the wideouts there. The MVP has to be a kicker. It's a damn kicker. It's Brandon Aubrey, who kicked 4 field goals, 3 extra points, and got himself 21 points for Adam. Definitely a matchup that was a difference maker. And we have to look at kicker position also for the dumb sit, as Steve sat Jake Moody, who had 6 field goals and 2 extra points to get himself 26 points. Steve would have won if he had actually played him over Justin Tucker. It was a truly stupid matchup where the kickers made a difference, which is dumb. That's why a lot of my leagues I just don't play with kickers anymore. And finally, in the game of the week, Lucas kept up his recent trend going back to last season of massively outperforming his projections and winning 199 to 176 over Burt. Lucas overcame Burt, getting 39.4 points from Josh Allen by putting up a 32-point game from Cooper Kupp, who was the MVP of this matchup. Burt is going to lament sitting J.K. Dobbins in the dumb sit over Marvin Harrison Jr. in the flex, as Dobbins got 25.4 points compared to Harrison's 1.4 points. And that is 24 points more than Marvin Harrison scored. J.K. Dobbins had 24 points more than Marvin Harrison, which would have won Burt the game. What an idiot. We all of us would have started J.K. Dobbins over Marvin Harrison. Burt with his little hills he's got to go die on. So, yeah, I think we all saw that one coming, dummy. Okay. On to this week's games. Let's go start with Lucas and JD. Okay, ETN, everything hurts versus D's nuts. The projection is 184 to 154. I think, not sure how anyone could pick anyone other than Lucas here, based on JD's team, how it looked last week, and how Lucas's team looked last week. In fact, I think the only thing that's interesting about this game is the fact that if you put their team names together, you'd get ETN D's nuts. Eden D's nuts, I guess. Yeah, Lucas deserves to lose just for starting Jacoby Brissett at QB, but he won't. He'll go to 2-0. Okay, so congrats to Lucas. You go to 2-0. Eating these nuts is not really much of a matchup this week. I feel like I'm about to hear someone keep coming in. Next game is the single-digit Doms versus the Me Seats Meek Packers. Current projections 185 to 138 for the Doms. Adam is probably going to win this game. The only thing more upsetting for Daryl than watching his team last week was probably watching JD's players, because now he can't just lock up that first-round pick next year, first number 1 overall pick next year, at least the highest odds for it. The Doms are hoping for a bigger performance from CeeDee Lamb this week. The Browns made it too easy for the boys, and Dak got to take the second half off and just lay around in his giant pile of money. Dude got paid last weekend. Look for Tank Dell to have a bigger weekend here. That's when I like to have a bigger weekend. I got a serious, what is this? Oh, never mind. I thought it was a sunny hair, but it's just a stripe there. Yeah, Tank Dell, bigger weekend this week. I'm hoping, I believe. Doms are going to win. Adam goes to 2-0. Okay, no surprise here. Daryl is, like we said, going for the future. Next game, the Baylor Broncos versus the Oregon Beer Force. The projection is 186 to 169, favoring the Broncos. After last week, I can't see anything other than a Beer Force victory here. It's sort of similar to the other game that I just talked about. Actually, that's not true. That's not really what I'm saying at all. That was from a different game that's coming up. But no, I see an OBF victory here. Steve needs Stroud to go off. The Texans also have Joe Mixon, who is Mark's player, against the pitiful Bears run defense. So I think when it comes down to it, like this game is tough, because I believe in both teams. I do think Steve's team is aging out a little bit, and his window for a second title is closed or closing. Again, we've seen with Burt, like, you can reload quickly in Dynasty. It doesn't have to be a full rebuild. I just don't know if this iteration of his team is ready to compete this year. Really what this comes down to, though, is I like beer more than horses, a lot more. So Mark wins, and then we're all going to have to endure defense gifts for the next few days. So OBF wins, Mark wins. Good job, bud. Next one is Amingo Ate My Baby versus I'm Here for the Trophy. The current projection is Burt, favored 183 to 172. It's favoring the Mingo Babies. This is one where I'm saying, see my argument for the last one. Last week's game suggests to me that this shouldn't be a Burt favor. That Phil's team is, they'll have to prove to me they're not going to score 200, and that Burt's team can score over 180 in order to make this me not picking the upset here. If I could actually bet on this match, like if there was real bets happening, I would definitely put some money down on Phil's side to win this game outright. Goff is going to be at home again, looking to do better than last week. He usually does well at home in the dome. Josh Allen has to go to Miami, where big guys go to sweat and die. Okay, so A.J. Brown should feast against Atlanta for Phil's team. The issue here for Phil is that Jaden Reed will have Malik Willis throwing in the ball. Okay, QB mix sucks a lot. And Justin Jefferson is playing the Niners defense with Sam Darnold as QB. So it's not going to be as nice as it was for Jefferson against the Giants. I still got Phil going 2-0 here. I still have Phil winning this one, but those two give some pause. But Bert's going to be left. He's going to be 0-2, and he'll have to be left to be consoled again, which for that asshole usually means a glass of pineapple juice is waiting for him. So fuck that. Win-win for everyone, I guess. Phil gets the win. Bert gets consoled, maybe. Okay, game of the week time. There's only one left, and it has to be the two highest scores from last week. Purdy Balls versus Portland Ducks. Okay, current projection is 197 and 193, favoring Sean. That projection is kind of being dampened, I don't know, like held down from my projection because CMC is questionable, probably not going to play, but the fact that they haven't declared him out is kind of holding down both his and Jordan Mason's projection. So I think once the decision's made, my projection will be a little bit higher, probably closer to tie, if not me favored. I'm also down Puka and T. Higgins. Sean is down Jordan Love, and Achane was a little limited this week. Jamar Chase is on the road against Kansas City. So I think all in all, it's even. It's even in terms of what we're missing, what we're struggling with. It's a weird matchup, though, with all those things going on. With CMC probably out, Puka and T. Higgins out, and then Sean dealing with Jamar Chase on the road against Kansas City after the Bengals looked like trash last week. Jordan Love, Achane hurt, like always. He's always hurt. I love that guy, but he's always hurt. It's a weird matchup. Both of us will be projected for much higher scores in other weeks. I think that's definitely going to happen, that our two teams will be projected for higher scores in other weeks. Yeah, right now it's one of those games that just could go either way. If either of us sustains a small injury, if freaking Jalen Waddle misses again in the middle of a game like he seems to always do, if it just doesn't bounce right for one of our plays, like one of our players, like the game script isn't good for them, that's what's gonna swing this, or one of us could just go off. I mean, that could happen too. So right now I'm picking Sean because I have to at this point. That's what I have to do to get wins, I feel like. But I still hope your players are sidelined because of the horrible gonorrhea that your team is so known for. I just really hope that, I never hope you guys get over it. I hope that you continue to deal with this. But I think you're going to win despite your disgusting hygiene problems on your team. So that's it. That's that this week. 13 minutes for recaps and projections. Not bad, guys. You come here for a reason. All this great insight about gonorrhea and pineapple juice. So love you guys. Miss you guys. Hope you're having a great day. It's cloudy outside here. Fall-ish a little bit. It's supposed to get hot again over the rest of next week. But Ducks coming for them Beavs this week. So weird. It's weird. September Civil War. All right. Peace out, guys. Love you all.